one of the trainers over there that owns the gym has a 2-year-old, and she and I were writing. I was writing out a diet plan she was giving me, and I was writing it in cursive. And she said, "Oh, look at your handwriting. That's so pretty." She goes, "You know, my son will never know how to read that." And I said, "What?" She said, "They stopped teaching cursive in school. They only teach print." And I just said, "What?" I mean, what? So,
I had no idea either.
right? So I just said, wow, that is horrific, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I said, I guess they're going to replace that with a computer science class, because the reality is kids grow up now just using technology. And I also was talking to a professor at a university, and she was talking about the fact that kids are so wired in now, kids, 18-year-olds, right, are so wired in now that, you know, they're walking around campus with their headphones on, they're talking to people while they're listening to music, you know, they shop, they go through the line, they're on the phone, they're texting, they're not present. They're present to who they're conversing with, but that person is not physically present most of the time. And she said, and the really horrible thing is, they're not going to have any interpersonal and social skills in the workplace.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because at the workplace, you're not going to be allowed to walk around with your headphones on and not talk to people and really be with them. And they just haven't had all the experience that people typically get in college life doing that. And so she was concerned what it was going to be like for them, what a difficult transition it would be like for them. Well, I'll flip that on its head, and I'll just say, for people who are over 40, what a difficult transition it's going to be like for them. Because, you know, technology is going to continue to keep changing and growing, and the people, you know, the kids that are coming up into adulthood are going to just keep pushing it even harder and further. And so to not become irrelevant, you're just going to have to play ball, you know? And my mother always says, I was not made for this age. I was just not made for this age, meaning, you know, she'd rather be with horses and buggies than having to deal with the internet. So I say, you're wrong, you think that, but if you were there, you wouldn't be saying it.
Right.
Yeah, but the reality is, I mean, it's just going to keep, you know, penetrating our lives. And the thing is, I mean, there's now like those little Go sticks that are 128
Gigabytes?
gigs.
Yeah.
128 gig. That used to be the hard drive size of a laptop, a good laptop. So the thing is, it's fantastic that they're made, because I have had 2 computers crash on me where I thought I had them backed up,
Yes.
and they were not.
Okay.
And then this last time, so I eventually learned my lesson. It took some time. And so there's different platforms out there now. I think Carbon Light is one, and I have another one, but it's really expensive, and I'm not going to say its name because I can't even remember it, but it's really expensive, so I'm going to switch. So, but the other reason I'm not going to say its name, but it automatically backs up your hard drive from your computer. It's on you can either have it running in the background all the time, and then as soon as you make a change to a document, it uploads the most recent one. As soon as you add a new picture, it takes the picture and uploads it into the cloud. So no matter what happens to your hard drive, it's accessible again from another computer with your username and password. So you can use, you know, these private cloud storage places to protect your data, which is really valuable. And then if you don't want to spend money and you have pictures and you don't mind other people being able to see and access them, there's Flickr and Picasa, there's for videos, Vimeo and YouTube. So there's lots of ways now to actually back up data. There's a Google Drive on your Google email, or on Apple's. They also have their own, you know, cloud backup system. So there's so many ways now to protect your data. And so I think because of that, you know, you don't see people printing pictures anymore, building photo albums, or any of those things. And it's just going to continue to become more and more a virtual world, and we'll stop seeing things that made so much sense to us when we were growing up.
Right.
You know, from the perspective of a website, that's also data.
Mm.
And when it's put up on a host, if for some reason that site gets hacked, if for some reason that server goes down,
Mm.
and you lose those files,
Right.
you want them to be backed up somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Because if they're not, someone's gonna have to recreate your entire website all over again.
Oh, wow.
So just, you need to be aware of technology, you need to understand
Right.
how to protect yourself, how to protect what you're creating in the virtual world
Mm.
if it needs to be protected. So like your own website, you're responsible for things you put out in social media. You can be less fearful of, but they're also typically available for public eyes. So, there's just this fine balance